final time in 2024, NASCAR will race in the Golden State of California, but not in a football stadium in Los Angeles. No, we're up in wine country in Northern California as the Cup Series makes its annual return to the beautiful twists and turns of Sonoma Raceway. As with the new repave, we will see speeds here faster than ever before here at this racetrack. MDK RaceDay previews the 16th race of the 2024 campaign, the Toyota Savemart 350. No surprise here that the weather in early June in California is absolutely gorgeous. Temperature in the high 70s, mostly sunny throughout the day, no rain in sight, but winds up to 10 miles an hour heading west through the racetrack. And welcome everyone back to episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jet. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday as we kick off the second race here in the month of June, and we officially begin the countdown to the race to the playoffs, as after today there will be only 10 races to go here in the regular season. And also some good news, this is the final broadcast for Fox, so at least that's something we can cheer about. But let's not waste any time and jump right into it. Let's go over to the playoff grid. Now, Kyle Larson being granted his waiver from NASCAR, meaning that he is locked into the playoffs once again. Not only is he locked in once again, he actually moves back into second place now, just 21 points behind Denny Hamlin. Truex Jr. with his poor run at Gateway last weekend falls to 4th in the standings. But how about this? From 1st to 7th place, all within 70 points. Very critical when you're fighting for the regular season championship. From 5th to 7th, no changes there between Byron, Reddick, and Gibbs. Christopher Bell jumps up 2 spots, Keselowski in 9th, and Alex Bowman falls to 10th. Chastain falls 1 spot to 11th. Blaney, oh so close, winning at Gateway to lock himself into the playoffs, but still is staying in 12th place. Bubba Wallace in 13th. Chris Buescher jumps up to 14th, now just 10 points ahead of the cut line from Chase Briscoe and Joey Logano. Kyle Busch, who had a very bad run with this crash at Gateway involving Kyle Larson, now falls to 17th, back out of the playoff spot. Austin Cindric, now with his win colored in green, jumps up 2 spots to the 18th position. Daniel Suarez in 19th and Josh Berry in 20th, minus 270. But that's the point standings. When we take a look at the playoff grid with 11 races to go, things get a bit more interesting. Now, Martin Truex Jr. and Ty Gibbs, they are safe at least for one race. That means no matter what happens, they can finish dead last. They will still be in the playoffs as long as we don't have a new race winner. But Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, and Chris Buescher, they're within that 60-point range, which is the max amount of points you can get in a cup race. So any of those drivers can really legitimately fall out after here today at Sonoma. Like I mentioned, Chris Buescher 10 points ahead of the cut line. Joey Logano minus 14. Kyle Busch minus 20, but Josh Berry needs a big gain, minus 104. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR and proud sponsor of the Busch Light Polo Award given to the fastest driver at each NASCAR Cup Series event. Busch Light congratulates Joey Logano for the 3rd time this year, earning his 2nd pole at Sonoma and the 31st pole of his Cup Series career. Did it with a time of 97.771 miles per hour, breaking the track record by more than 3.5 seconds. That was set by Kevin Harvick years ago. He becomes just the 3rd driver to win 3 poles in 2024 alongside Kyle Larson and Michael McDowell. Since 2020, Busch Beer has invested more than $70 million in becoming one of the NASCAR Cup Series premier sponsors. Starting alongside Joey Logano is another driver that's been really good on the road courses, Tyler Reddick in the 45 car. Row 2 has Ryan Blaney in the 12 car, and to his outside is Chase Elliott trying to get back to victory lane on the road courses. One of the best there is starts in the 4th position. Kyle Larson won here back in 2021, sits alongside William Byron, who has won 2 of the last 3 road course races. And Daniel Suarez in 7th place, a great run for him, back at the site of his very first Cup win 2 years ago. Sits alongside Alex Bowman in the 48 car. Around out the top 10 is Ross Chastain, who won his very first Cup Series race at a road course at COTA 2 years ago. Sits alongside Ty Gibbs, still looking for win number 1, rounding out the top 10. AJ Allmendinger, who has 2 road course wins here in the Cup Series, the last one being back at last fall at the Charlotte Roval, sits alongside Michael McDowell, who won on the road course of Indianapolis last year. Carson Hocevar, another great run for the rookie, sits alongside Ford Motorsports driver Todd Gilliland. Christopher Bell in the 20 car sits alongside Austin Dillon in the 3, trying to continue the momentum from a great top 10 finish last weekend at Gateway. Christopher Bell just trying to hope his engine lasts away, unlike last weekend at Gateway where he was just inches away from victory. Corey LaJoie and Bubba Wallace in row 9, and Noah Gragson and rookie Zane Smith round out the top 20. Four-time Sonoma winner Martrick Jr. in the 21st position, a surprisingly low effort for him. Starting alongside in the 22nd position is Harrison Burton. Row 12 has Chase Briscoe in the 14 car, starts alongside 8-time Supercars winner Will Brown, driver of the number 33 RCR Chevrolet. Denny Hamlin and Chris Buescher make up row 13, Justin Haley and Austin Cindric, last week's winner, make up row 14, and Kyle Busch, trying to stop the bleeding, starts 29th alongside Ryan Preece, who rounds out the top 30. Here's a look at the final four rows. Starting in the 31st position is Cam Waters, who's also making his Cup Series debut, coming from Supercars. The 12-time winner driving for RFK Racing in the Stage 60 car sits alongside rookie Josh Berry, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Daniel Hemrick, and then Brad Keselowski in the Despicable Me Minions car. The surprising low effort for him starts alongside Kaz Grala, and rounding out the 38 car field is Legacy Motor Club drivers John Nemechek and Eric Jones. Here's a look at the odds to win here at Sonoma. Again, no surprise to see Kyle Larson top of the board at plus 400, Tyler Reddick, the outside pole sitter, plus 600. Chase Elliott plus 850, Joey Logano plus 900. Then we get already into the thousands. Ryan Blaney plus 1,000. Byron and Gibbs 1,100 apiece. Chastain and Truex still plus 1,200 despite Truex's low qualifying effort, as well as AJ Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, and Christopher Bell plus 1,800. Denny Hamlin plus 2,500. Alex Bowman plus 2,800, and then Swartz and Buescher plus 3,000. Will Brown plus 35,000. And Austin Cindric as well as 35,000, with Kyle Busch plus 5,000 and Noah Gragson plus 7,000. So hey, maybe, who knows, if you're feeling real lucky, give a shot to Gragson at plus 7,000. That'll be something if he were to go to victory lane here today. But when we take a look at drivers that I think that can have a shot at it, let's first talk about what can we expect. Well, first off, we learned a lot from that 50-minute practice session, is that the speeds are fast. More than half of the grid in practice demolished the track record. I mentioned Joe Logano beating the track record by 3.5 seconds at least. This will be, in terms of race speeds, the fastest Sonoma race probably ever. So that is something we need to look out. So that's something that will be interesting to watch. Now, because it is a repave, grip is very high, meaning that more than likely tires won't be an issue. And you may be, more than likely, you're going to see probably conveyor belt racing, meaning that everything is just single file line. It's going to be extremely difficult to pass, and you're going to have to win it on pit road. That's more than likely how you're going to win this race, is on pit road. To be honest, Sonoma hasn't been that type of racetrack that's known to have good racing, at the very least a lot of passing. So you have to strategically make your moves, work your way up to the field, and it's very difficult to win. I mean, you look at the last 5 Sonoma races, all have qualified 8th or better. Hell, we'll go even further back. The last 14 Sonoma races back to 2009, only 4 times did the winner start outside the top 10. That was an 11th, a couple 11th place starts, a 12th, and a 14th. So even then, even though it was outside the top 10, it was still relatively very close. So to see a driver like maybe Martrick Jr. make his way up to the field starting that far back to have a shot at winning will be extremely difficult, and I don't think he's going to have a shot at winning this race. I think the winner of this race is going to come from the first 5 or even maybe even 6 starting rows. Other than that, I just don't see that being possible, especially with the repave. We know how rare tires wear out, especially with this next gen car. On top of that, you throw in a repave, lots of grip. I'll be very shocked if we see any type of tire wear of the sort. So I think if you're going to win this race, you have to find a way to stay up front, and pit strategy will be your advantage and will decide who wins this race. On top of that, you consider the fact that there are going to be probably very little cautions. It's normal with Sonoma to have not so many cautions. So again, you want to win it, you got to stay up front and use pit strategy to your advantage. As for drivers to watch out for, you look at a guy like maybe Ty Gibbs, who's starting in 10th place. The last 3 finishes, all top 5 finishes. So that 54 car, not only at Sonoma and road courses, but so far in 2024 has been chipping away at just on the verge of getting his first career win. Hasn't been in the picture much as of late, but like I said again, Sonoma, with him, how good he's been on the road courses. He won his very first NASCAR National Series race on a road course at the Daytona road course a few years ago. So don't be surprised to see that 54 car show some speed here today, possibly be a contender for his very first career win. Now, another driver that you have to watch out for as a guy to have a shot at winning, or at the very least be very strong, is Chase Elliott. Now, yes, it's been a while since Chase Elliott has been to victory lane, since 2022. at Road America, I think was the last time Chase Elliott went to victory lane on a road course. So yes, it has been a while, but this is a Chase Elliott with a different swagger. This Chase Elliott is back to championship form. He's third in points at the moment, not too far off from Denny Hamlin, the points leader. He has been really good, really consistent as of late. The last 3 years at Sonoma, he has had an average finish of 5th place. 2 times he's been in the top 5 in the last 3 races, starting inside the top 5 today in the 4th position. No reason why to not have Chase Elliott at the very least in your lineup as a potential shot at winning this race today. This is a new Chase Elliott, a much more energized, much more focused, and much more driven than what we saw last year. So because of that, I have Chase Elliott as a driver to really watch out for, to give a run for the field's money and have a shot at winning this race today. Now let's talk about some drivers that could potentially spoil the party and have some surprising great runs, and that is Trackhouse, both the 99 and the 1 car. The 1 car of Chastain, who won his first Cup Series race on a road course at COTA 2 years prior, like I mentioned before, and he's had some very strong runs here at Sonoma here this weekend. He was fastest in the 10-lap average, second fastest in the 5-lap average, and was fastest overall in terms of the amount of laps someone did. He had the best average and the 9th fastest lap. On top of that, he's starting in the top 10. So no reason as you see why Ross Chastain, because that whole Trackhouse team has also been, I don't want to say in a bit of a slump, but they haven't been showing much noise as of late. Especially the 99 of Suarez. Outside of his win at Atlanta, he has been nowhere near the picture. He is 19th in points. He's lucky he has that win at Atlanta, or else I feel like he would have no shot to point his way in. At the very least, I haven't seen the speed to be able to make me believe he could point his way in, but he does have that win, and he's having a really good weekend here at Sonoma, a former winner here 2 years prior, starting in the 7th position. I have a feeling that Trackhouse team could spoil a lot of people and surprise some here in this race today and have 2 very good runs. I don't know about race winning speed, but can have some solid top 10 finishes and help, especially a guy like Chastain, who is within those drivers that's within the 60-point range. He could definitely use a good run today to help him get above and get at least a race buffer as we head into the 10-race stretch down into the playoffs. Now let's take a look at my Fantasy Live lineup for Sonoma. So I got Joey Logano, the pole sitter. A lot of my drivers are going to be up front since I think that's how the race is going to play out. I got Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, William Byron, and I got Daniel Suarez in my lineup. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that this is going to be a race where maybe, like I said, he's going to surprise a lot of drivers. And the guy that I have winning this race, now, it's interesting because last week, my guy Ryan Blaney, I thought I had it made. I was getting ready to jump for joy, saying I called it. I even betted on him. I was being like, yo, let's go. I called this. 1 lap too short. Hopefully, I'm not wrong this one. I'm going with Tyler Reddick. Now, I don't have him in my fantasy lineup. The reason why is because I've used him a lot, and we still have 10 races to go. I want to spare him a little bit. I can't use him up right away. So he's not in my lineup, but I do have him winning this race. He knows how to win on the road courses. He has 2 victories on the road course at the Indy road course and Road America. Oh, I forgot to mention, he also won COTA last year. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, 3 wins on the road courses. He's starting second here today. Again, if you're going to win this race, it's going to be in those 5 or 6 rows. Ford, I think they're going to put up a strong fight. You got Logano up there. You got Blaney up there. You got some strong contenders with the Ford camp, the Chevrolet camp. You got to look at guys like Chase Elliott and William Byron. Kyle Larson, maybe. We'll see. Kyle Larson, I think, is probably the only guy that I think can just drive it through the field like nothing. But we'll see. I think it's still going to be from those first 5 or 6 rows. I got my eye on Reddick. I think he's going to capitalize. I think he's going to get his 2nd career win of 2024. But that is it for this episode of MDK RaceDay previewing Sonoma. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the final race for Fox, thank God, of the 2024 Toyota Savemart 350. We will see you here later tonight, recapping everything on MDK Victory Stop. Until then, we'll see you next time.